What's up, everybody? Ryan the Mighty Quinn here, the cornerman underscore MMA. UFC, what is it, 287 is upon us. UFC Miami. Great card down in South, right here in my backyard. Now, I was focusing a lot on the main event, co-main event, for obvious reasons. Actually, I have a personal relationship with both Jorge and Alex, so um, it's been I forgot to take a look at the whole card. There's so many other good fights on this card. One in particular I want to take note of is Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Kevin Holland. I think this fight's going to be it's getting somewhat overlooked. As good as a fight it is, often this happens when UFC puts on these super cards, and I really think that whoever can get active in specific areas is going to win this fight. And we're going to go over where that activity needs to lay right now. So as far as overall stand up, I don't know. I think that the kickboxing or the leg striking, so to speak, is maybe it's not true kickboxing, would be towards Kevin Holland, and I think that the boxing uh, overall hands would go to simply because does have a sharp straight right. There's no question about that. But Ponzinibbio, the way he can move his head with punches is pretty solid. He's got really heavy hands. Wrestling, I'm going to Santiago. Jiu-Jitsu, I'm going to Kevin Holland, the black belt. Santiago might be a black belt. Last time I trained with him, he was a brown belt. He might have gotten it in the meantime, but I don't know. It's really tough. We don't train with the gi a whole lot, being professional fighters. And but overall ground, let me back up. I think that the jiu-jitsu aspect will really help uh, Kevin if we're on the ground here with the ground. However, I feel the overall ground still goes to Ponzinibbio. He's really developed his wrestling game, both stand-up wrestling as well as control, to really nullify jiu-jitsu, especially against longer opponents, which he's going to see next Saturday. Now, and then again, as I kind of alluded to it, the wrestling I have going to Ponzinibbio. He's really developed a really good double leg, really good cage wrestling since he's been at American Top Team. So how does this fight go down? Now, I'm going to start with my man, Santiago. I trained with Santiago about 3 or 4 years before I retired. I know him pretty well. Uh, Relentless. He's just relentless is the best way to put it. He just really knows how to just stay in your face and avoid punches while he's doing it. It's really, really impressive. Now, how does he do that? As I said earlier, he comes forward so hard. I think, his last fight, the come from behind win, he came forward pretty well. He kind of laid back a little bit. He's adjusting his game a little bit when the pump and breaks and whatnot, but when he's scoring and he's doing damage, he's coming forward on you. Uh, Now, I'm trying to think of a good fight that's a good example of that. I can't think of one that comes to mind right now. However, now, why is that effective here? Because he's going to have to make this a telephone booth fight against Kevin Holland, the longer, taller, rangier fighter. I think that he needs to get inside. He needs to use those punches, move those heads, right? 1, 2, while you're moving your head on the way inside. Use those uppercuts to the body. When you get in range, throw the big right, the overhand right, throw the left hook, end with a jab, 1, 2 to reset yourself and keep moving that head. Don't stop moving that head because, as I said, Kevin will catch you with a straight left. Now, I don't think that the game ends there for Santiago. I think that if he's scoring and stay with it, but not that much. Because remember, if you're scoring like that, eventually you're going to have to reset and get out of range, get out of your range and Kevin's range. So I think that he's going to have to add some takedowns in there, add some cage takedowns. Actually, against the cage is going to be a very interesting aspect in this fight. Uh, so I think that he's going to have to go against the cage and get those takedowns, choose some clock in that half guard, waist lock position that you see with the opponents on all fours, throwing some ground and pound. Just try to keep the jiu-jitsu away from Kevin and to score and be in a dominating position. I don't really see Santiago submitting Kevin. I don't see that happening. Now, if I'm Kevin, what am I going to do to win? Kevin does a pretty good job of throwing front kicks at different angles, whether it's a spinning back kick, the kicks, calf kicks, straight kicks to the body. He's going to have to utilize that a lot to against Santiago. He's going to have to throw these kicks to score. He's going to have to use that straight right hand to keep Santiago honest. Now, what do I mean by that? I think that those kicks are going to score. Like I keep the shorter opponent away. If you got him rushing in, you got him rushing in. Sometimes he's going to eat an outside kick to keep coming through. If he eats that outside kick, then he's going to be in straight punch range for Kevin. And those are the punches that Kevin needs to utilize on in order to keep him away, like that magnet fight. You know when you put two magnets close together, but they come close and they push apart? That's the fight that Kevin needs to do here in order to win this fight. I wouldn't really be too confident if I'm on the ground if I'm Kevin. For reasons as I just said, Santiago's pretty good at that ground control. He can get that wrist control. I don't really see Kevin winning this off his back, although crazier things have happened. And I just got to keep him away, keep active. Kevin actually has a pretty good feint. He has a pretty good feint. Feint to the front kicks, feint to the side kicks, feint to the straight right, feint to the straight right left hook. Try to jab a little bit, although even for a bigger guy, Kevin's jabs aren't extremely crisp as I've seen. Now, adjustments to make. What does Santiago have to do if he's losing this fight? Now, if Santiago's losing this fight, he is going to need to. He's going to need to. If he's losing this fight, it's because he's being kept at range. He's getting scored on. So in order to win this fight, he's going to have to crack a few eggs to make that omelet. He's going to have to take some punches and get inside and take some outside shots to shoot under those straight punches that we've talked about prior. Maybe slow things down and stab jab to the body before he comes into the right hand and then shoots a single legs and just start working that clinch, or come inside and get that Daniel Cormier clinch where you get that underhook and you start that dirty boxing a little bit. Stuff like that. That's the stuff that Santiago is going to need to do in order to score on a Kevin Holland if the original game plan is not working. Actually, it's kind of part 2 of the game plan. This is actually more of a 1B type situation, not really a plan. 1B, not really a plan B. This is like plan 1A, plan 1B, and then there's plan B. I think this is like a plan 1B. Now, if I'm Kevin, how do I win this fight? If I'm winning, if I'm losing, what adjustments I need? What does the corner need to see in order to make adjustments? That's what I missed here. If I'm Kevin, it's because I'm getting fought inside, I'm getting beat inside, I'm getting tagged up, I'm getting punched, I'm getting taken down against the fence. I think Kevin's going to have to beat him to the punch on that clinch. He's going to have to get that clinch, extend the shorter opponent, and get those tie knees to the body. That's what he's got to do. Very important there. It's a little different than the clinch that I would recommend for Santiago, because the tie clinch, he's going to be reaching up, extending himself. Kevin's going to have to get the opponent on the inside, get that tie clinch and extend him and try to land some knees and chew up the body that way to land some uppercuts to get back away and throw that straight right hand back to the laser game. Now, as I said earlier about the cage wrestling, why is this going to be a factor here? This is an X factor in this fight. If I'm Santiago and I get Kevin against the fence, which I think we're actually going to see quite a bit of in this fight, he is going to need to. He can't hang out there. He's going to need to get that. If he gets that double leg, he can't hang out on his knees. Kevin is so great with those weird angle elbows. He's going to get caught, possibly knocked out just by going for a takedown. So he's going to have to be either try to finish a single leg, which I know in MMA people don't really do it anymore. But he's going to have to just be really active against the fence there. You can't hang out for that suck him in double leg that you usually see. On Kevin's aspect, if it's against the fence, like I said, he's going to have to use weird angles to try to score funny punches, whether it be knees, elbows, maybe some slaps to open thing up, annoy the opponent, stuff like that. If I'm Kevin, I don't want to go on the ground. Similar to what I said before, I think that Santiago's going to chew that up. I don't think this is a fight that Kevin wins off his back. Santiago doesn't really give up those off the back triangles. He's so aggressive even within the guard. He does a really good job of riding low. So anyway, that's what I got, guys. I think this is going to be a great fight to watch. I'm looking forward to the whole event down in Miami. I'm going to be down there meeting up with some friends, taking some pictures, probably shoot short videos. I'll talk to you then. Bye.